I want to begin our gathering today by paying homage to Thich Nhat Hanh, who died yesterday at 95 years of age. He was in Vietnam already for some years at a temple preparing for his final departure. And we will all miss him a lot. I mean, he was an incredible teacher that make the teachings very very easy to understand, very achievable, very easy to implement in our daily life, and very relevant. It was like a poet too, you know, just one more of us and a poet, and had beautiful, very memorable, inspiring ways of presenting these ideas. For example, he had a say that at one point I thought it was my saying, but then I discovered he had said it. But we say it in two different, similar and slightly different ways. When I taught my courses in Mama Donna, where there is a lot of forest, I used to tell the people, you know, in the in-between time in the sessions, just go to the forest and walk like if you are kissing the ground and the ground is kissing you back. And then just stop from time to time and sense the presence of the trees around, and you know, which is your own same presence too. And we get in touch with it when we take a moment to stop, even from walking in the forest. Just stop and be present with the presence, with this space within you and within the trees, that it's a continuum, really. There is no division between that space. And Thich Nhat Hanh, I learned afterwards, was saying, walk as if kissing the earth, which then it of course was even richer and applying to many more dimensions, like tread your path with care so that you don't harm others, and so that you connect with the deep richness also within you. And so just walk your life as if you are kissing the earth and all of its creatures. And it's an inspiration. I mean, we can experience it from inside and align ourselves in that kind of openness and caring, and not make it such a big commitment that then we feel overwhelmed with it and we judge ourselves when we fall short of it, but have it as an inspiration that nurtures and informs us to live with care and with gratitude and celebration of life. And other sayings that I also love from him, and all this is very related to what we are also going to be discussing today, about how to map and implement your goals for the new year or for the rest of your life. Another saying he would say that I totally love, he had several sayings about the present moment. And he would say something like, life is available only in the present moment. And, you know, it's where else are you going to influence life? I mean, you might get some information from the past, you might get some inspiration or movement towards in the future, but really the only place that you can implement those learnings and those aspirations and whatever action you are going to take, even to protect the earth and, you know, whatever it is that's dear to your heart, is in this present moment. And that's a great relief too. So when we talk about these big goals, and today too about the goals for the new year and the rest of our life, let's look at them in ways that are like not overwhelming us, but inspiring us. So life is available only in the present moment is also an invitation to drop the heavy luggage of the past and of the future, because if we are carrying all that, we cannot really be present in the present moment, and we cannot be totally available to ourselves and others. So that's such a big lesson for all of us. Many of us are very concerned about 2022 ecologically, politically, etc., etc. Okay, yes, we are not saying don't be concerned, but also remember that for yourself and to be available for others, you can only work with the present moment, which in a way is a great relief, because it's just, okay, come back to this present moment. What's happening for you right now? You're in a community, you are breathing, we are learning. Whenever you are considering other things, sometimes you're overwhelmed, come back to, okay, what is happening right now? Okay, I'm breathing, I'm thinking maybe about the earth, whatever. Okay, what is that I can do with myself so that I can achieve some kind of inner peace, so that I can work better on this moment to moment, taking care of the earth. Okay. Another thing another beautiful practice that Thich Nhat Hanh had, it was saying, breathing in, I calm my mind. Breathing out, I smile, and know that the only moment available is the present moment. And again, just kind of bringing us to this concrete experience of moment to moment. Like he also used to say, the past and the future are only present in the present moment, are only available to us in this moment, so that we can work with all of that. So now coming back to our talk for today, we are on our fourth weekend of this month of January that has 5 weekends. And we have been kind of contemplating the subject of New Year resolutions. I'm not a person that does New Year resolutions every year. Once in a while, I have done some, and now I'm thinking, this year I was thinking, yes, it's a good ritual once or twice a year, maybe in the beginning of the year, maybe also at the time of your birthday, to take a moment to take stock and to renew yourself, recommit yourself to your vision of what you want to keep developing in your life. Because usually we are bombarded with so many stimulus that it's easy to sometimes lose track of what are our real priorities. You probably know also the work of Stephen Covey, who wrote 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And he has these acts of what's urgent and what's real priority for us. And often the urgent crowds out what really we value the most, or what we would like to have more present in our life. And so it's those moments of transition, beginning of the year, birthday, or any other time really that you want to think about it, it's a good time to recommit and look, okay, what is it that it's really calling from my heart? What is that I want to bring into my life? What is that I want to make time and carve space and a habit to nurture, so that it keeps manifesting in my life, or it does finally manifest in my life because I dedicate more attention and intention and time. And almost irrelevant of if you really finally get it to have it in your life, the fact itself that you are training your attention and intention and your brain and your nervous system, it already is giving it a very big chance to manifest, and it's already making changes in your being. So what we are doing with our gatherings every Saturday is that we get these tools, this practicing together, so that we can keep training our brain to lean towards the positive, to lean towards manifesting that we want to manifest in our life. And we can also differentiate between long-term goals and process goals. So we may have the long-term goal of I want to be healthier, or I want to be happier, or I want to have greater inner peace. So these are beautiful goals, and it's good. I mean, in the beginning, we connect with what is that calling that we are feeling from our heart. And then we need to come down to specific habits that will feed that goal. So process goals. So one is a big outcome goal. I want to be happier. I want to be healthier. I want to have a better relationship with my colleagues, or whatever it is that the goal is. And then to be able to make it more concrete so that we can then really implement it. Because sometimes we have these big goals, and because they are more about feelings or sensations, then we don't know how to actually get to them. I mean, we know that we want that, but then we can go, okay, I'm going to make time to, if I'm trying to get a better relation with people at work, or with my children, or whatever. So I'm going to put the time every day. I'm going to make this little habit of 1 minute or whatever, where I'm actually doing something towards that. The same with meditating. Sometimes people have as a goal, I want to meditate more this year. And then they are thinking mainly of 45 minutes meditation in total silence, or 20 minutes meditation and no guidance, because that's what they have seen in other places that are more traditional, but they don't get to either have the time or keep the habit. So instead of that, make it smaller. Make something that you can do every day, like, for example, a 5-minute meditation, or even a 1-minute meditation, something that you know is doable, is small enough. It seems to be really infamous, but one day after another day after another day, it does accrue, it does accumulate. And it also happens that then you can notice, okay, I can do this. Because sometimes, and then when you feel reinforced, sometimes it calls you to do a little bit more, maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, but you are not starting with a very big goal. You are starting with little increments. And the same could be a kind of mapping, sometimes in the beginning of the year, we have this big goal, and it's like a chunk there, and we are committed in the beginning, we are excited about it. But as a month go by, or even sometimes weeks go by, it just gets to be too big. So again, you could put like 12 pages in front of you and think, okay, let's suppose it's exercise, that you know that you need to move your body more. You are always sitting at the computer. I have been doing that. So, okay, I'm going to just every day walk around the block. I know that I can do that. And then maybe my goal is that after 2-3 months, I'm going to walk twice around the block, or I'm going to go up the hill, or whatever, so that it's cumulative, and perhaps sometimes, and it's flexible. Sometimes perhaps I would start walking around the block, and then I would feel, oh, okay, I can move faster within this that I had planned. So do a humble beginning and a humble progression, so that you can easily meet those goals, so that, and then rejoice in the joy of achieving the goals, instead of having something that's too big or a bit difficult, and then you don't do it one day, and then you feel, I don't know if this is for me, I don't know if I can do it. That's one of the big problems with goal setting, this fear of failing, or fear of not being able to continue it. For that is that you need to start with something simple and something perhaps in stages. And again, all the time, first saying, love yourself a lot, be on your side, because from there, from you being on your side, is where you can make the changes, and from there is where you can be available to others too. So in your name, and also because you want to be with others and help others, keep being kind to yourself. That's rule number one. If you are not kind to yourself, then it's going to be difficult to keep finding inspiration and nurturing. All right. I have shared with you some of these mapping. Another way is if you have a long rectangular piece of paper, I like to, for example, put my picture under, and then on the top, a picture of a teacher or a person or whatever inspires you, maybe the Buddha, Mother Teresa, whatever it is. That for me was some years ago when I did it, it was one of my teachers, the one with whom I spent a long time in India. And then the truth is I didn't look anymore to that thing. You're supposed to look every week or every several months. 5 years have passed and now I'm looking at it. So the image of the person that inspires you, your image, your photo, and then 3 areas, making circles, on 3 areas. For example, spiritual growth, relationships, and health, or work, relationships, creativity, joy, leisure, play, if that's important for you. So you decide which 3 areas, or can be 4, and each one of them you could do the circles, if you like, in paper of different color, and then within the circle you put in the present, I'm enjoying writing my book. I'm enjoying being in nature. I'm enjoying having a wonderful relationship with my son. We are friends. We are dearest friends. Now I want to show you a movement that we have done before, and that in a way it embodies this looking at the past, looking at the future, and coming back to the present to work with the present. And I hope for next week, I will have the longer Zoom and we'll be able to talk a little bit more about how is it going for you with your New Year resolutions, whether you felt called to do them or not, and how are you doing it. If for you it's not easy to write, you could also go through magazines and choose some images that resonate for you and create your own collage of what are you inviting for this year in your life, and just have it there as a kind of a reminder of intention and aspiration. Okay, let's do the movement before this time flies away. Okay, so the movement, which comes from Qigong and we have done before, is we start with the feet shoulder width apart, body straight and relaxed, head perfectly balanced over the chest, both over the abdomen. This unbroken column of energy running through the center of these 3 spheres. We are going to bring the hands up, inhale, bring them towards you, towards your shoulders, look to the left, like if you're looking to the past, and then look to the front, exhale, and slowly lower your hands, bringing whatever learnings from the past to inform the present moment. Again, we are inhaling, bringing the hands towards the shoulders, looking to the right, like if we are looking to the future, taking aspiration from there, knowing that the present moment is what we have to work with, and allowing everything to sink in us and be here. This movement in Qigong is called Wise Owl, Let's Go of Ailments and Tiredness. Look at the past, come back to the present, and take the opportunity of the present to ground ourselves, Inhale. And look to the future. Come back inspiration to the present moment. One more time. Allowing everything to settle, grounding ourselves. Looking to the future, looking to the front, and letting everything settle. So very simple. From the side is inhale, exhale. Well, hope that some of this is inspirational to you. Explore what's present in your life, what's calling you from your heart to be more manifested in this year with this precious life that we all have.